Good morning, good evening, everybody. Right, because the sun went down and everything like that. I wanted to bring you guys to a deck profile for one of our first place contestants at our 3v3 2.0 case event over here at Rogue State Games, and we have Franklin Webster. And Franklin, what were you piloting today?
Today I was piloting Imperialdramon with a little bit of spice.
Okay. And why Imperialdramon?
I'm more of an aggressive fighter kind of guy, so I go for the most aggressive deck of the meta. So it was Imperialdramon.
And Imperialdramon's always nice. Saucy. So yeah, so let's get into it and stuff like that. So what you end up playing?
For my Digi-eggs,
you want to flip them over for me to make it a little easier? Yeah, let's flip these over. Okay.
I play 4 of the BT18 Demons because I feel like it's nicer to have to be able to draw because of a green Digimon other than with jamming like the other ones do.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense because then it gives you the ability to jam every time. Even if you don't draw it, or like you could swing with your Wormmon and still get the if you get the extra draw. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. That's always good. Do you play a 5th egg?
Yep. The 5th one is Minomon. I usually run this when I want to get that extra memory to continue my plays. So that also basically combos with another card of my deck to basically wrap it up the memory.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And this worked for you? How many times did you draw that green egg?
Depending on how far the game will go, it'll either be my first one or I won't see it until like the bottom.
Okay.
But I still have it just for that extra.
I gotcha. Okay.
That extra.
Did you ever regret opening it?
No.
Really? Okay.
Because one of the cards I run here is necessary.
Gotcha. Okay. So what's the next rookies now, right? Or we're doing champions? Okay. The
Next
BT12
is the 4 BT12 VMons. We all know what the VMons do. And it's basically my searcher and staple of my deck, along with 4 of the Wormmons. The Wormmons are basically the same, but I would like to hard play the VMon rather than the Wormmon because of how my deck is built. Then for 2, I have 2 of the promo VMons. They are good for when you want to get that little reduce the memory.
Yeah. And then I see you got like 2 different arts of it. I like it.
Yep. And this also combos with another of my rookies, which is the Wormmon.
Oh, yes. This is the one that lets you evil from trash, right?
Yep, on top of any of them. So say this already reduces by 1 if I have a Tame on the board. I can just Digivolve in here, reduce it again for free.
Oh, that's a good one.
So it's basically a free Digivolution.
And you never have to tap your Tamer to get that free evil.
And that's why I run the Minomon, just in case I have to start off with the Wormmon. Because if it's on top of a blue Digi-egg, it's 1.
But because it's a Minomon, it becomes 0.
Yes.
Smart. Okay.
So that's how I run that. Alright, just clean this up.
Okay, and then what's
Next will be my level 4s.
champions always? Yay.
I changed them up for my original list. So it's basically standard. 12 of the BT12 to gain memory from Geography. Then I run for the Stingmons.
Yeah, like the best cards. Yeah.
Right. So these next 2 champions have been changed from last night, from how I usually run it. So I have 2 of the starter deck Stingmons.
Okay.
I use this for the extra draw power, like basically top it off with a Demi Vmon. I'm basically gaining memory.
Okay.
Not gaining memory, but printing cards in my hand. And then I also run, since like I said, my playstyle is more aggressive. I play 2 of the.
So this is like a more old school build and stuff like that. Because I see that you're not playing any armors or anything like that.
So funny enough, these 2 weren't originally in the deck. It was these 2 and 2 Ligimons. But I felt like for this, I needed to go more draw heavy and more aggressive
to make sure you get your pieces and stuff like that. That makes sense. I like that. I mean, you won your final round, right? Like you don't have to. Yeah. So that was against Lord Nightmon, if I remember correctly.
Yep. And that one was funny enough, 3rd time I fought Lord Nightmon today.
Well, Lord Nightmon is a very good deck, you know.
Then for one I have at a 1 of is Dino Beamer.
Does it start a deck one?
No, this is the BT12 one.
Oh, okay.
I don't usually go into it, but the reason why I have it in my deck is because of the inheritable. If I can delete into a opponent's Digimon, I can basically trash the top of the card. So basically, like play that with this under, I can do piercing and trash the top of security, which basically wipes out 2 security at that.
Yeah.
So that's how I run that at a 2 of, 1 of. Then for a 3 of, I run the BT12 Imperialdramons.
Okay.
The reason why I run these is because of both the when Digivolving and the Inheritable. The when Digivolving is trash the top 3 cards of my opponent's Digivolution cards, and those cards, any Digimon with no Digivolution cards, I can choose up to 2 of them, can't attack.
Yeah, that's always nice.
So that helps me stun out my opponent if I basically go into one of my Tamers, strip sources, and then go into here to strip more sources to basically stun them out of playing the game. I also love the end of attack Inheritable, which will gain me a memory. And because of Imperialdramon or one of my cards that's in my deck, I can basically print memory since it's not one return.
Yeah, the restands and stuff like that. That's
Yeah. So then basically the bread and butter.
the best card in the deck.
Yep.
So this is like, let's just put him over. Yep.
The 4 of Imperialdramon, it is the best card in my deck and the card I want to see the most.
I mean, it's like one of the best. I think it was one of the best cards in that set.
Yep, it is. It's up there with the Magnex, but
Yeah. No, Magnex is also very good. Yeah.
the partition is basically beautiful because say I go into security and there's a bomb in there, blows me up. As long as I have any one of these in my hand, I can go back and
And
if
then
I
just
have
dance on them again. That's it.
So if I say have one of each, like say it was under here, blow up, go in here, I can still print memory because it's not once per turn.
Yep. And that's it. You're chilling.
Yep.
All right.
So that's
So
basically.
what's that? That's 8.
Yep.
8 ultimates. Okay.
I used to run for these, the starter deck, Imperialdramons, but in this current meta it wasn't working for me because I couldn't really bottom deck a lot of stuff.
Gotcha.
For level 6, I got 2 of the Imperialdramon Dragon mode.
Is this, which one's this one? The BT?
The BT18.
Okay.
This one is a good, basically, it stops my opponents from either Digivolving to an effect or playing out a card to an effect. The reason why I run this at a 2 of is because the other cards in my deck are also spicy. But I also want to see this enough times because I can lock out a Tamer or a Digimon for a turn.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can suspend, stun. First I stun, then suspend, then I can unsuspend. So say if I do my 2 checks with Imperialdramon, I can Digivolve on top, basically stun my opponent's Tamer or Digimon, suspend them, restand, go for another swing.
And then go off. Yeah.
That's the aggressive part of it. Then I have my Imperialdramon Dragon mode from the starter deck. Now, people don't usually run this, but I run this for, like I said, I'm an aggressive player. Say I have basically the winning hand, or I can win. I'll use one of my options that I have in my deck to basically go into here for free and reduce cost basically, to basically take out my XVmon and my Stingmon to just go again for the extra aggression. So that's mainly why I run that Imperialdramon. Now, people won't like the next card I play, which is Hexaplowmon from EX7.
Oh, this is a nice tech. Yeah, this is a very good card in general.
It is good against matchups like, say, Mother D Reaper, basically anything that is bigger than me. Because of Ice Clad, it's not technically a Digimon effect, so I can still go do Mother D Reaper who can't be affected.
Wait, because it affects the player, not the monsters. Yeah.
Right. So also another thing that was good is to trash any of my opponent's Digimon Digivolution cards. And if you have a Digimon with no Digivolution cards, then I basically bottom deck one of your Tamers. That's also good for like I said, Mother D Reaper, Shotos.
And that's a hard matchup, I feel, because like you can't be bigger than Mother and you can't do anything to Mother.
Right. Now for one of my fighters, I run one of Imperialdramon Fighter mode.
That's the BT12 one, right? The one that gets 2 checks?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is basically, I run this mainly because of this. So, like I said, say my opponent plays a Digimon to an effect for whatever reason. or Digimon doing an effect, I'll usually go into here. And it basically suspends all my opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards. And I can return one of them to hand. But if I have a Dragon Mode under, and I take the Dragon Mode out and return it to hand, I can bottom deck anything that's suspended.
Nice.
Like anything. So it's basically a big Giga Death, but without the risks.
It's Giga Death with legs.
Now, here is where we get a little spicy. We got one of Grand Koagumon Ace.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
The reason why I run this is mainly because of my Dino Beamon. So I didn't know this until one night, last night, I found this card and I was like, oh, this is good. Because if I want to, I can Digimon on top of a Dino Beamon for 3. And it's still a free trait, which helps me search it through my searchers. And it still lets me use the effects of my level 4s, since it's a free trait.
Yeah, oh, that's pretty cool. And you could suspend the Tamer and blow it up, right?
Yep.
So you have 2 targets for that.
So,
That's cool.
with this, I can Digivolve, suspend at least 2, either a Digimon or a Tamer, and they can't be unsuspended until the end. The next standby phase, they can't unsuspend. So I use this also for the Tamers, because if there's a suspended Tamer, I can blow it up.
Yeah, so just for Mother D and stuff like that, which is nice, yeah.
Right. Then it's your turn effect is also a good one. So say I have jamming, and I decide to swing into security. As soon as this card gets suspended, I get security +1 to any of my Digimon.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
Which gives me the extra aggression.
And then because you're jamming, you're just like, whatever, yeah.
Right. Then for my last...
Okay, I was going to say, are you not playing this? I was going to say, I definitely saw one.
Yeah, it's my Phytomon Ace. It is basically the ultimate removal for my deck. And you basically cannot play this game without it. Or Imperialdramon without it. So I mainly use it to bottom deck my opponents. I never use the secondary effect where I return a Dragon Mode and bottom deck a suspended Digimon. But I still use it to unsuspend at the end of attack.
Gotcha.
And this generally pairs well with my Imperialdramon.
Because the restand gives you the memory, then you swing, yeah.
And I'm basically printing memory.
That's good, that's good. All right, so how many megas is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 megas. Ooh, that's a large number.
Yeah, it's
Gotta get there, right?
Yep, you gotta get there somehow. Now, for my only level 7s in this deck...
It's better be Paladin mode. Yeah, okay, it is Paladin mode, yeah. We don't need to explain this one.
Yeah.
It's the best card of BT18, man.
It is basically my best friend if I have one of my options that's in my deck. And if my opponent somehow basically forces this out of me.
Gotcha.
It is the best card for me to basically go for more aggression.
It's like the best card in BT17, man.
Now, for the Tamers. People usually run 4 of these, but I'm only running 3 right now.
Okay.
Which is the Davis and Ken.
Really?
I run only 3 of it because, one, it's a cluttering mess in my hand if I don't need to play it. And 2, it's better to basically just run it at 3 up because I took one of them out for the next card that's here, which is Shoto.
Oh, Shoto. Oh, okay, that's cool.
I run the Shoto just basically because I'm like, if my opponent wants to become a blocker, I can become a blocker.
Yeah.
And
that's
basically gaining a memory if my opponent has a Digimon on board is also good for me. Say like I have just Davis and Ken on the board, no memory setter. It's basically helping me keep turn to go into my big plays. Now for my last Tamer, it will be...
the classic Davis.
Yep, the classic Davis from BT3. It is basically another one of my best friends in this deck because, one, it gives me my set to 3, and it lets me find a green and blue piece of mine. And
yeah, it's the best. It's the best generic blue Tamer in the game.
Right. And I basically love it, even if it's in security, because I'm like, I do not want to spend a memory for it. Yeah. So if it's in security, then it's truly just...
It's gross. It's a gross card. I want that card hit, but I play it in like every deck I play that's blue, so I get that.
Now for my last cards, which are the options, I run 2 of the return on the Primigenerator. It is basically keeping me alive. It helps me digivolve for a reduced cost, like say with my Imperialdramon Dragon mode from the starter deck, so I can basically continue my plays, and basically saves me from being deleted, which is basically needed in this line of work. So then there's my last card, which is Gigadeath. I only run it as a one-of, and I would love to see it mainly in security. And today, Gigadeath has been my best friend. It has helped me more today than it has ever helped me at all. Because usually when you see Gigadeath, it's usually in my hand, and it sucks. But today, it has been found in security more times than I can count.
That's good. So that's where you want it at.
Yeah. First game with Emperor Greymon, my first round here. I basically, he was going to go for game on the second round. I had got game 1. He was going to get game 2. If he did not swing into my security and get Gigadeath and bottom deck the Emperor Greymon, I would have lost that. Because of that Gigadeath, I was able to go 2-0 against them and get the game.
Nice.
So, basically, it is a good card, especially if your opponent goes wide board and you go into your Imperialdramon to basically suspend and then stun the board. And it is costly, mind you, it is. But unless your opponent can basically get rush and build up again and be open,
it just clears it out.
It basically clears the whole board and keeps you from basically falling.
No, that's great. That's great. So this is a good Imperialdramon deck profile. How do you feel? You know? Feel good? Long day, right?
Yeah, it's been a long day.
But yeah, no, I mean this has been great. Thank you. Appreciate it, Franklin. Any shout outs or anything you want to give?
Not really.
No, it's cool. If you feel like you did it alone, you did it alone. That's it.
I want to shout out my team members, Josh and Digi. If it wasn't for Digi, I wouldn't have a third person, and we wouldn't be able to make it today. And if it wasn't for Josh getting those constant wins, we basically would have lost. Because me and Digi were not pulling our weight today. It was we was basically riding on the back of Josh, and we just needed that extra win.
And you won where it mattered, and that's
right.
It. Well, good, Franklin. I'm glad you can do this. I'm hoping you come back for more events and stuff like that, man.
Yep.
And this is Bobby from Questionable Plays, and I'm logging out. Take care, guys.